Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And obviously, yesterday we kicked off our La Liga season with a 1-0 win over Osasuna. The one came from a penalty. Mbappe drew in the second half. It was definitely a penalty. I don't think there's any argument with that. He took it well. He scored. So he's already on the score sheet. The Pichichi looks to or the Pichichi race is officially on. Um, but that's basically all the positive shit I could really say about the fucking game, right? Um, the game overall, I think it was pretty standard beginning of the season game, right? You saw that we were still trying to catch form. Obviously, it's the first game of the season. You saw just basically regular stuff that you see in the beginning of the season, especially when you have new players integrated into the system. But the thing is, in a club like Madrid, that's not enough. That's not enough, especially when your opponent, right? The main opponent that you have for La Liga, because Atletico lost their first match, right? They were ahead, then the other team came back and lost. I forgot who the fuck they played. But Barcelona started the season off in incredible fashion, right? Hansi Flick came out and said that he wishes that the team pressed more in the second half, and that is something that I actually fucking admire, because even when your team is leading like that, like you gotta show your fucking dominance, bro. Like you can't put your foot off the pedal because you never know what the fuck's gonna happen, right? But regardless of that, Barcelona played a very good first game of the season. And when you compare them side by side, I would be sitting here lying to you if I told you that I had the same confidence in Madrid. It's not even confidence, like kind of like fear that I have for Barcelona this season, because this game it was and it's you gotta come from it from all angles, right? Like as a diehard Madrid fan, you guys know I love, like, for example, like I love Vinny, I love, like Rodrigo, I love all these players. But at the end of the day, my loyalty lies to the club. If the players aren't performing as much as I may like them, I don't give a crap who it is. They gotta do something different for the club to succeed. And that's the thing, man. Like it's first of all, the first half, I don't know if you guys noticed this a lot, but I felt like every single pass, or the majority of the passes that we try to put forward, came from Dean Housen in the back line, right? Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have a center back that could lay out those passes, that could open play like that, and that could fucking, drive the ball in that deep. That's no problem in that at all. But it seemed like that was the only option that we fucking had. It seems like the idea was pass it to Hauser and he'll find the pass. First of all, that's sustainable maybe against a team like Osasuna, right? With all due respect to him. But there are different levels to it. So maybe against a team like Osasuna, maybe, right? But you can't, if that's the plan for the rest of the fucking season, it's going to end in a fucking disaster, because eventually the teams are gonna catch on, like, yo, like we gotta cover this guy, because clearly they're fucking passing him the ball all the fucking time to make these runs in deep. One, two, the game was just dull, bro. Like it was a dull fucking game. And at no point in time did I watch this game and be like, "Oh shit!" Like someone did something crazy, right? To me, and Mbappe scored the goal, right? Rightfully so. He deserved man of the match because I don't think any one player excelled. Right, so it's not one of those matches where I could say like, all right, he scored the goal, but someone clearly paid better. No, he deserved it because he won. He like I said, he drew the penalty. He won. He scored it, and he won the game for us. Right, but without that penalty, it's one of those games. But without that penalty, I can't look you in the fucking face and tell you, yeah, we would have gone on and won the game. I can't. I fucking can't. And that's horrible. That's horrible, bro. Some of these players on the field that I mentioned in the video that I uploaded before, obviously Camavinga wasn't on it, but dude, like you just feel like these players are like some of these players are fucking. They just got complicit and they feel like because they're Madrid, they're gonna fucking win. That's not how the fucking game works, bro. That's not how the game works, right? Look at Man United. And I don't think a team like Barcelona or Madrid will ever, will ever come to be something like a Man United. But I'm sure that's what many Man United fans thought. Bro, they were on top of the fucking world, right? And now look at them. More than 10 years passed from Sir Alex Ferguson leaving, they're still a fucking disaster, right? And Amorim's over here fucking losing against Arsenal for I think it was a 6 or 7 game straight, talking about how they think they could beat everybody in the fucking league. When Arsenal haven't even won the fucking league, they've been second what, like four times out of the past 5 seasons, and which is great. But at the end of the day, bro, fucking lift the trophy for it. And they beat that team, and they're saying that, like, I don't want to fucking be that team. I never want to see Real Madrid be a team like that. But the thing is, Xabi could do as much as he can, as much as he possibly can on the side of the pitch. It still falls on the players on the fucking field to show the passion that they have. And the best example that I have for that, bro, was again Luka Modric. Luka Modric is out there fucking fighting for his sixth, not his first, not his second, not his third, not his fourth, his sixth fucking Champions League trophy. And you still saw that passion in him, that drive. You could see how upset he was when he fucking lost a match. You could see how excited he was when he fucking performed well, when he scored a goal, when he made an assist, when he saw something magical on the field. He was still out there, bro. Like he was still out there. Sorry, he was still out there and he was still suffering and struggling and being as happy as he was on the field. Arguably, compared to somebody who's there trying to win it for the fucking first time. Because you're in Madrid, bro, that doesn't mean jack shit. That doesn't mean jack shit. Because you're in Madrid, if anything, that means you gotta push yourself farther and faster and not be complicit. Because if you want to leave as a Madrid legend, you're gonna have to do more than fucking win one, two Champions League trophies and one or two La Ligas. Especially when and the thing that makes it worse, bro, is the situation that Barcelona have been in for the past few seasons, right? Because even this season, bro, they're struggling, right? To fucking register the players at the time because they're in such a bad fucking financial place. And that I think overall might have benefited them because that gave them the leeway and that gave them the necessity to rely on their young players. Because I can make a solid argument that if they weren't in that position, someone like Lamine Yamal, they would have come up eventually, but maybe not when they were fucking 17 years old, right? So they use these players out of necessity. Bro, them being in that situation should have meant that we dominated Spain easily for these past 4 or 5 fucking seasons. And I can forgive the fact that we didn't haven't dominated Spain completely because we won out and we still won two Champions League trophies in 3 years, right? But it's still a pain in the ass to see, bro. Like we can win these Champions League trophies, but we can't fucking obliterate Barcelona during arguably their worst time after the best player at the very least this century left and left a huge gap in the squad. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Like these players cannot be like that, bro. They just fucking can't. They can't. They just fucking can't be like that. And if you're like that, bro, just leave. One thing that actually made me happy, and you guys know how much I fucking love Vinny, right? But one thing that actually made me happy that I saw towards the end of the match, with 12 minutes left to go, with Osasuna down only by 1 goal, and with I unless I'm on crack, he didn't get any yellow cards. Xavi subbed him off. Good. Dude, if they don't fucking perform, just sub him off. Sub him off. Show them that they gotta fucking improve. Show them that they gotta do something else in order for the team to improve, dude. Because at this point, bro, and this has been a continuation, like straight from last season, dude. Like I said, it's not just the performance itself, because the performance I think is pretty standard for a first run of the league performance. But it's you still gotta consider how Barcelona started the league. You still gotta consider how much is left of the league, and you gotta consider that it wasn't like it just felt like people weren't clicking. People were doing the same shit over and over and over again, bro. Like you had like the first few chances that we had came from Dean Housen and Carreras. Those are your fucking defenders, bro. Those are your fucking defenders. Militao had a good shot, dude. Like what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? And then and oh my god, dude, like I can't, like I cannot with these fucking players on the field, bro. Like you're making millions and millions of dollars to put it all on the fucking field and to win. And even if you weren't fucking making the money, you're at a Real Madrid. It doesn't like Madrid's history is Madrid's history. It's not yours. Just because you fucking play for them doesn't mean you've won 15 Champions League trophies. No, you yourself have won two. The other 13 came from a history and from an era before you. And those players were always hungry. There was always hungry, bro. After the three, like during the three-peat, bro, not once can I say players like Ramos, Ronaldo, Benzema, Marcelo. Not once can I say, all right, well, they felt like they already won three in a row. Maybe they didn't want to go for another trophy. Even the season that we had after that, which was a bad season by our standards, I never once like I could have come up here and told you they played bad, right? It was a bad match overall. They're still adjusting, Ronaldo leaving, shit like that. But not once would I've been able to come up to here and tell you guys they they it, they weren't hungry. They weren't hungry enough. They didn't want it enough. No, never. And that's the mentality that these players don't fucking have. So right now, what we need on the squad is honestly a player with like a Sergio Ramos mentality, like a Benzema mentality, right? Like a fucking Cristiano Ronaldo mentality, where no matter how much they achieve, they always fucking strive for more, and that's what you should have that's what you should have in your head when you're on the field representing this club. It's it sucks to say it, but it's true. And if these players can't fucking get that through their heads, right? Get them out. Get them the fuck out. Who gives a fuck what their names are, bro? Who gives a crap who they are? Dude, just get them out. Get them out. We gotta start. We gotta start winning. We gotta start winning convincingly. We can't be skating by season after season after season after season, bro. Like it's dude. It's fucking. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And still, Vinny was tracking back a little more. A little more. I'm not gonna give him too much credit for that, bro. Because again, the last player, right? His best mate that he's played with is Karim Benzema. During that 22 season, bro, the 21-22 season where he to me was, and I can't go back and think as to or I can't think of how far back I have to go for me to say that someone undoubtedly deserved the Ballon d'Or more than Benzema that year. But you know what he was doing that year, bro? Same shit I said last video. But it's true, and I'm sorry for repeating myself. He's a striker, right? He was getting the most goals at him for Madrid, but he was still tracking back. He was tracking back. He was starting plays even in his own fucking half, bro. You're telling me that with Mbappe and Vinny, right, who Mbappe arguably has more technical ability on the ball than Benzema, even though if you actually watch Benzema play, he was doing crazy shit. And if you guys watch this, I'm just mentioning, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That game against Atletico Madrid, right, in the Champions League, right? Vinny with the skills that he has, which sometimes he just has to fucking chill and stop trying to do fancy shit and just get the ball past these fucking players. I don't give. You could go in a fucking straight line. Who gives a shit? Just do that. Don't try to do any fancy shit. Don't try to fucking do no. Just fucking do what you can to get the ball past your opponent into the fucking net. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, if we lose, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, Vinny did it. Just see that fucking rainbow flick of it. No, I'm gonna be like, oh, yo, what the fuck happened? We lost. I don't give a fuck how many rainbow flicks you do. Get the ball in the back of the fucking net. But dude, I can't. I can't, bro. Like it's a weird video, bro. Like cause I really don't know where the fuck to come from. And it's like I said, Barcelona's performance in the first game of the season doesn't help. If they maybe if they perform the same way, right? I could be out here and saying, all right, well, both teams still got to catch their feet, but we can't play like that after last season. We can't. If Barcelona start off on fire, we gotta be on fire right fucking beside them. We can't track back. We can't do anything that makes us lose foot. Right now, Barcelona's going to the second game of the season. Watching us play, be like, yo, what the fuck? Like we could beat these guys again. We could beat these guys again. Like it's what's so hard about that? Bro, they beat us 4 times last season. And the first Clasico this season to me is gonna be more important than the first Clasico has been in a shitload of seasons, right? Obviously, we got smacked last season, but if you and the following 3 Clásicos, we deservedly won the way. Sorry, we deservedly lost the way that we lost. But that first Clásico, going into the second half, after that fucking Mbappe 8 times offside in 45 minutes disaster class, bro. Like we could have gone into that halftime up by 2-0, but like 2 or 3-0, right? But then they came back and Hansi Flick did manager shit because he saw what needed to be adjusted. He adjusted it and then they dominated, right? But even that, because and Barcelona fans tend to forget really fucking quick what happened the season before. Like they just live in the moment. They don't give a crap about history because it's not even history. Like the season right before that, we won. If I'm not mistaken, we only tied 1 Clásico, and the other performances were dominant. So losing that one, while it hurt, it wasn't like as much of a punch in the gut. This coming Clásico, the one in late October, depending on where we are in the table, is going to be very decisive because if we go in right and we lose that game by like 2-1, but we fought hard and it was a hard fought match, I'm not going to be that worried. But if we go in and we lose, even if it's like by like 2-0, but they completely outplay us, bro, that's going to be a horrible track for the rest of the season. But listen, man, like I don't fucking know. Just somebody gotta kick these players in the ass and just tell them what the fuck has to happen for them to actually succeed and keep succeeding at Madrid because they don't represent the entire fandom. They don't represent the entire community, bro. And at the end of the day, if you win individual awards because of your performances, because you help the team achieve greatness, that's fine. But I could give a rat's ass if you guys win a Ballon d'Or or if you guys win a Pichichi and we come up empty-handed every single season because of it. I don't give a fuck what you win individually. I'll be happy as shit if you win something, if you win a Ballon d'Or, if you win I'll be happy as shit for you, right? I'll be up here, I'll be propping you up, like, yo, he helped us. But at the end of the day, I don't want to say, well, we lost, but he won the Ballon d'Or. Well, we lost, but Mbappe won the Pichichi. I'm gonna be like, no, he won the Ballon d'Or, right? Like Benzema, because he helped us achieve greatness that season, because he helped us overachieve and get these trophies. That's why he won the Ballon d'Or, right? I want to be able to say, yo, Mbappe won the Pichichi, and he was the driving force behind our attack, and we won the league, we won the treble, we won whatever. That's what I want to say. But at the end of the day, if you do all this crap and we still show up trophyless, I don't give a fuck what you win. And the majority of Madrid fans feel like that. The only Madrid fans who don't feel like that are the bandwagoners, who are Mbappe fans, and now they support Madrid and they have Madrid jerseys on and everything Madrid because Mbappe's there. First of all, you're fake fans, and every fandom has them, right? I think Barcelona has the most of them, right? But every fandom has them. But if you're a bandwagoner, maybe you'll be okay with that. But if you're a Madrid fan and you care about the club first, which I imagine most people, who even start watching the video do, dude, like I don't give a fuck who you are. Help us win, and in return, you will win trophies. But yeah, guys, at this point, I'm just fucking rambling on. But listen, we'll see how the next game goes. Hopefully, it's a better performance overall from the team, and hopefully, we show Barcelona exactly who we are as a team because the ability is there. The ability is there. I think it's just an issue of the mentality that the players have, bro. But yeah, man, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.